Hey folks, Jason Collins here, bringing you your tackle tip, and today we're talking tungsten. Now as you can see in front of me, we've got a couple different sizes of tungsten here, and one in particular, the problem that we're kind of trying to tackle here today is the chip paint that often happens with tungsten. A lot of times it'll happen with just being loosely assorted within a tackle box or hitting hard bottom, things of that nature, and it's an undesirable trait for this particular application when you're punching or you're flipping or whatever. I just don't want the shine. I don't want it chipped and cracking. It's kind of like rust. It just continues to happen over and over again. So while it's spreading, so to speak, might as well take all that paint off, chip it off, get it bare, and I've got a solution for you here once you've got all that paint off of it. And what I've come up with, I just kind of came up with a solution for this particular problem. And that solution, as you can see here, is the shrink tubing. It comes in packages like this. You can get it at any hardware store locally. And that's relatively very inexpensive, about $1.47 I think I paid for just one of these packages. And they come in variable sizes. This size here, this is what are we looking at, 1/4 inch, and I've got this one particular here for the video example. And what I'm going to do is, rather than go through the entire process and make for an overly long video, just imagine me head peeling all of this paint off of this particular weight here, and we're going to work on this little 3/8 ounce, I believe it's a 3/8 ounce tungsten weight. What you're going to need, obviously, like I said, you're going to need the shrink tubing. You're going to need a good pair of scissors, really good and sharp, and a lighter. Lighter is going to be very important. And also, you're going to need to use some pliers, just for the heat factor and being able to handle it while it's the shrink tubing is heating up and overlapping on the weight itself. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your weight and you're gonna essentially size it up to the shrink tubing itself, and you're gonna want to have a little overhang here on both ends. So I'm just gonna want a little bit there and a little bit on the back side, and I'm gonna kind of cut to size for that, just to give me some play, especially when I'm heating it. So what I'm gonna do here is just kind of snip it, give me enough room. All right. That should definitely be plenty. And then from there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this right inside. Now, like I said, I want to make sure I got myself enough room on the inside here to have a little bit of play. I don't know if you can see that, if the camera's going to pick it up good. That's a little bit. I think I'm going to want a little bit more, just so I have something to hang on to when it starts to melt with the pliers. And on this end, yeah, we're pretty good there too. So what I'm going to do from here is, for safety purposes, going to go ahead and clamp down one end. Let's go with this back end here, not the nose, but the back end, the flat end. And what I'm going to do is make sure that's in there pretty good and snug. Let me give it a little bit more. When you actually grab with the pliers, it's going to kind of want to push that towards the front. So don't put too much pressure on it, just enough to hold it. Okay, and from here what I'm going to do is take this lighter and I'm going to start to have it shrink itself. I want to kind of start around the body of the weight, so the weight is actually getting wrapped, and then we can start working around the tip of it and the back end. But as you can see, just within a few seconds, that's already formed pretty nicely. And now I've got that back end. So I'll do the same. I'll just grab the back end of the weight with the lighter here, just to kind of warm it up, shrink it just a little bit more. Get it good and tight on there. All right, and it looks like we're pretty tight. All right, so what I'm going to do from here is allow that to cool for a second. Give everybody a shot of what it looks like. Now, when it's a little warm, you can actually, when it's not hot, but when it's a little warm, you can just kind of form it if it's a little loose around the tip of that weight. And I can feel it. It's definitely a little warm. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to now just kind of put it down, allow it to kind of cool down a little bit. It's already pretty cool. It's still a little warm, so be very careful. And from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around. I'm going to grab these scissors here. Like I said before, have a good pair of sharp scissors. And it's going to be soft at the end. It won't be really hardened on there real good. You're just going to snip that off, that back end off. Now, it's going to look a little weird at first. You're going to have that kind of crimped look. But that's all right. You'll be able to trim that off with the scissors. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that and I'm going to really get close to the edge. I don't know how well the video is going to pick this up. Just get at an angle, kind of 45 degree it off the edge. Kind of turn it around so you can get at it again. Kind of clear out the rest of that shrink tubing. Sorry for the bad video here. It's really hard to do this with just one camera, one person. Okay, I don't need to hold on to it with the pliers anymore because it's relatively cool now. So give me a little bit better grab with my hands. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's, as you can see, pretty simple. That's nice and fitted. For video purposes, I kind of went through this pretty quick. I mean, I'd do it a little bit nice and neater, but for the most part, as you can see, let me clear some of this stuff out of the way so you can see. I've actually done another one prior to this too, a big 1.5 ounce weight. And this one was just kind of an experiment, but worked nonetheless. As you can see the back end, I already put a insert in. That's shrink tubing as well. That's for another video, but yeah, it works. And now, if you imagine all the paint that was on there, it was chipped off and whatnot. I mean, it's just as good as new now. And in fact, I actually prefer the feel of the tungsten with this shrink tubing on it now. It's got a good feel to it, and it's gonna be protected when it's in your tackle box. Jumbling around with other weights and such, you won't have to worry about the paint chipping anymore. And hope this helps. So give it a shot. Comment in the comment boxes below. Let me know what you think, if it works for you. I hope this helps, and I appreciate you taking the time to watch this. Thanks for watching the Tackle Tip, and have a great day. Get bit, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.